Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new LEGO Ideas The Botanical Garden set, which was sent to me by the LEGO group for review. So let's jump into it. Over on my IG, I did ask you guys what you wanted to know about this set, and you've left me some questions. So we're just going to jump right into it and hopefully have some fun and answer some of the questions that you have. Starting off, number one is how many stickers? It's the same price as the X-Men set releasing in the same month, so I'm curious. This set only comes with 5 stickers, which I think is crazy because the X-Men set came with 46 stickers. So huge difference, same price point. This set also has more pieces. So yeah, that's something to know. And I think where they did use stickers in this set is in places that required it, I guess you could say. Like there's cafe signage in here and signage on this side through to another section. So yeah, where they did use it, I think was necessary. They obviously could have printed the parts, but it wasn't an overuse of sticker pieces like we've seen in other sets. Question number 2, are those new glass elements for the roof corners? I'm going to go ahead and say that they are new elements. I could be wrong, so feel free to correct me in the comments if I am. But I think if they are new, it's a well done job by LEGO because so many people are going to now be able to use these for their own personal mocks, even if it's not to create their own greenhouses. But yes, I think they are a cool new element that LEGO has added if that is the case. Question number 3, how many 5.0 first clone Trooper minifigures can fit inside? Just so you guys know, I had to seek advice on this because I was trying to pronounce this as like 501 first, and I was like, that cannot be right, and this is why I'm not a Star Wars fan. But I mean, you'd probably have to test it out for yourself because there's no way in hell I'm buying that many Star Wars minifigures to answer this question, so sorry about that. But I'm going to go ahead and say definitely more than 5. Question number 4. What type of plants are in the greenhouse, and show us all 35 plant types. So there's a huge range of plants and flowers inside. So we're just going to jump in and take a look. One really cool feature is the big plants that you see here, like the big trees inside. They're actually removable. So I guess it's like you're planting them in the ground as you put them in, which I think was cool rather than the other ones that we see around are just stuck to the studs. Question number 5 is how many minifigures do you get and what's the inside like? So you get 12 minifigures with this set, and almost all of them come with an accessory, which is pretty cool. And there's also animals such as a squirrel, dog, and there's some birds floating around too. So you get quite a few little accessories that come with this build, which is cool because I think it helps complete the overall look and shows that, you know, there's people visiting, it's active. Question number 6 is it sturdy to lift up? Now, it is built on 2 base plates, and the main connection point is here at the front, and then obviously the actual build too, but at the back you do have a row of studs exposed. But let's pick it up and see. I haven't had to move it too much, but I mean, I would say that's pretty sturdy. There's no bending. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good compared to the X-Men mansion that I just built, which basically falls apart the minute you pick it up because it's built in 3 different base plates. This is built in 2 and a lot sturdier to pick up, making it easy to move in my opinion. Question number 7 is how many individual petals are in the set? You know, I was going to take the time to count this until I realized there's not really individual petals. There's individual flowers or leaves, but that's the extent of it. So thanks for your question. Question number 8 is why did they go with a wider footprint instead of a taller building? I think the wider footprint actually suits this style of building best. I mean, they definitely could, you know, add a piece of glass or a glass section here to bring this up taller to create that proper like high ceiling that you see and feel when you walk into a greenhouse. However, I think going wider rather than taller here perfectly captures this building. I think if they had gone taller, there would have been too many complaints. It would have been really squished as well. They've really added on different sections like when you're walking through one of these buildings. So I think it makes more sense to go wider than taller. Question number 9 is, how big is it? It is 2 base plates wide. And yeah, they've really filled the space on these base plates too. There's not much left for the imagination. So well done to them. Question number 10 is it worth eating? I mean, yeah, in this economy, you're going to take what you can get, right? The top bits here, probably a bit too solid for most teeth, a bit crunchy, but there's some small little flowers to snack on, some greenery. Go for your life. Question number 11 is, did you get the GWP set? No, I did not. And unfortunately, I don't have any pictures to share of that set with you, but yes, I did not get that one. Question number 12, was it fun to build? This is my first proper modular. I say that because the only other modulars I've really built are like these ones behind me, the Marvel sets. But yes, I absolutely loved building this. I could like picture myself in a greenhouse as I was building each step. So that was really fun, but it is quite a simple build. I wouldn't say there's anything challenging inside. So if you're looking for that side of things, this build does not hold that. However, I feel like although it's simple, you create some really cool shapes, create some really cool flowers and plants. So there's that side to it too. But yes, I loved building this. I thought it was super fun and I would actually build another one. Question number 13 is it a modular? Yes, it is. It doesn't have connection points like we're used to on the side here. So it doesn't like slot into another building, which I kind of think makes sense because when you go to a botanic garden, anything like that, normally there's a lot of grass or plants, flowers surrounding one of these buildings. So I don't think it would make too much sense for it to connect to another building purely because it's unnatural for it to do that in real life. So yes, it is a modular, it just doesn't connect, but it would fit in a city perfectly fine because of the base plates. Question number 14 is, what do you think of it so far? I did kind of just answer that, but yes, I definitely will be buying more modulars thanks to this set, purely because I just had so much fun with it. And I love creating the little rooms too, and I guess like little stories inside. I think that's pretty fun because as you insert the people in, you can kind of see the overall view of how this set was meant to come together. So I thought that was pretty cool. Question number 15 is, will it be a good gift for a significant other? I think absolutely. And I think this is a good set for those people in your life that aren't necessarily fanatic Lego fans because of how simple it was to build. So I think anyone will enjoy building this. You don't have to be a Lego lover to necessarily want to build this set. So I would say it is the perfect gift for anyone in your life. Especially I think like mums and grandmas, people like that that love their gardens. I think this is a cute little set for them too. Question number 16, are there any new flower elements? I believe there is. So let's take a little peek. Question number 17, can you gift it to me please when you're done? Absolutely, for the price of $499.99 Australian dollars. Question number 18 is, how many clear pieces? I believe, feel free to fact check me on this, that there are 142 clear pieces throughout this build. Obviously most of it is in the windows and the rooftop, but there's also like a skylight up here. So I think they've perfectly captured that greenhouse and conservatory look by using as much natural light as they possibly could and having it filter through every angle of this build. Question 19 is, all the names of the plants inside, including the Latin names, if you could please. Well, you used your manners. I can barely speak English, let alone speak Latin, so I will not be doing that. But seeing as you did bring up the plants again, I just want to make a note that it would have been cool in the instruction booklet if it had actually listed a little fun fact with the name of each plant that you're building, because there are plants inside of here which I can assume what they are, but it's not guaranteed because I have no way of verifying that information. So that would have been a cute little tip that they added in as you'll be building each section, especially when you're building the inside, because there's like a bamboo looking plant in here and I'm just assuming that it's bamboo. I could be completely wrong because there's no way for me to know because it doesn't say in the instruction book. Question 20 is, what's your favorite flower? My favorite flower in all of this, I don't really know, to be honest. There is something here. Let me give you a close-up view. If I can pull it out. The way they did these, I'm hoping this will focus for you guys. It's just a bunch of like rollerblades all stacked on top of each other to create the top of the flower in here, which I think is so cute. They look like little lavender stalks. I don't think that's what they are, but that's what they look like. So I love the way they did that. And just the techniques used on a bunch of different plants in here was really creative. Like we have little ice creams down here to create the ice cream tulips. But yes, I think that there's a lot of cool plants in here. I can't name them because I'm not sure what they are, but there's definitely some really funky techniques used in here, which I love. Question 21 is it worth it? Honestly, that's a question that I'm struggling with because I don't think it's as simple as yes and no, because I think it depends what you want out of a set. It's not very challenging in my opinion. I think it was pretty straightforward. You can almost do it with your eyes closed. So if you want a almost $500 Australian set that's challenging, this is not going to be the set for you. However, if you love plants, you love modulars, things like that, you're going to love this set. But yeah, I think you need to decide what you want out of a set, or of that price point especially, to determine if this is going to be the set for you, because it does have cool pieces in it, like all the plants and the way they've created those, and you know, the glass rooftop, but it is almost 500 Australian dollars, so there's that part to it as well. The only good thing to consider is we are getting another set at the same time as this, which is less pieces for the same price. So when you're comparing those two sets, this one is probably the better one to get at, like for this release, if you must buy one in November. But yes, it depends what you want out of a set. If it's something challenging, this ain't gonna be it. Question 22 was, is it fun to build and does it fit in with other modulars? I realized that throughout the other questions I have answered this one, so I'm just gonna leave it. Question 23 is, why shouldn't I get it? Honestly, I think it depends what you want out of a build. Like I just said, it's really going to come down to each individual person with this one, I feel, because as people have stated, you can technically get the Friends Botanical set and connect them and you will get a similar build. I'm putting that in quotation marks because it's not going to be identical, especially with the detail inside this build. But if that's all you're really seeking for, like a city, for example, all you want is some greenhouse park looking thing, perfect, add the Friends set. But if you want something with a lot more detail, a set like this is going to be perfect to add to a city, especially if you want to make it kind of like a focus point, not just like a side building to fill in space. So yes, I think it depends why you're buying the set to why you shouldn't get it or why you should get it. It's going to come down to each individual person. If you're not a flower person, you can probably get away with other sets in its place. However, if you really love the detail inside a set like this, and to also put minifigs inside, because like I said, it comes with 12 minifigs, and they are perfectly placed throughout. So yes, there is that side. I mean, if you specifically have questions that you want to know about this set, whether it's going to help you determine if you should get it or not, feel free to send me a message because I'm happy to go into a lot more detail or send pictures of stuff, whatever. But again, it's going to come down to the individual to whether a set like this is worth them getting and if they should or shouldn't get it. Question number 24 is, can we have a price comparison? Absolutely. I think I might make this standard for my reviews going forward because I think it's really helpful, especially when you're just looking at a set and you see that it's almost $500 and 3,792 pieces. It kind of helps to know how many cents per piece and things like that. So I will put that on the next slide for you guys. Feel free to do what you will with it. And I hope that it's helpful. And the final question is there anything you would change to this build? Nothing dramatic. I already mentioned the instruction thing before. I think that would have been nice. One feature about this build is if you pull off the roof, all the walls do come off. They're all removable, which is cool. But it's also the only way that you actually can put the barista into their spot without knocking off other elements of the build. So I think it would have been nice to have just slightly more room, like playroom inside of this section here. All the other sections I think are fine. You can pretty much put your minifigures in there with no trouble, but I did notice trying to get the barista into their spot was a little difficult. So I would probably give a little more room there just to make it a bit easier for that play side of things. I feel like with modulars, a lot of people build these with their families, and you have little kids wanting to play with the actual sets themselves, and they can have a blast once they remove this top section here and play with all the minifigures inside these sections, but they will struggle with the cafe side of things simply because of the way that it's being built. So to wrap up this review, I am going to rate this build an 8 out of 10. I love the way that they've put it together, the parts they've used. Although super simple to build, I love the finished product. I love the little details that are hidden throughout. Like we've got back here in the rear end a seating area with ice cream on top. We've also got a hose turned on with water coming out, the squirrel in the trash can, buckets, lighting, range of flowers and plants and trees, all the little animals scattered throughout. I think that putting all the simple pieces together create a really beautiful build that is perfect for any city. So I love it. It's going on my shelf, and I'm probably going to buy more modulars thanks to this one. So yeah. But if you have any other questions that I haven't answered here today, or you want to see anything in further detail, please feel free to drop a message below or to message me privately, and I will do my best to help you out. But otherwise, I'll see you next review. Thanks.